morning and welcome to episode 31 of the Blue Fern Yarns podcast. My name's Shannon and I'm coming to you from Norwich in Norfolk in the UK. And today is Wednesday the 20th of April. I can't believe we're nearly at the end of April already. Time has basically flown by. Thank you so much for joining me. There's been quite a bit going on and I've still got some items that I need to catch up with you guys on. I can't even think, from like that long break that I took. So we've got lots to get through. So hopefully we'll be able to get through a lot of it. We can get back on track with recording quite regularly. Maybe reduce the time that these episodes take, because I know that they can sometimes go on a little bit. But we shall see. I have got quite a few sample knits. So I've got a couple of sample knits. I've got a couple of finished objects. And I've got a couple of whips to sort of share with you guys this time. But we'll also do a little bit of admin-y stuff. A little bit of what's going on, or what's been going on. And there's a little bit of information on my shop update at the end of the podcast. So we're going to jump into the admin-y bit. I have got a continuous make-along that I run, and I run it through Instagram and my Ravelry page. There is a Ravelry thread and everything's going to be linked in the down bar below. So just go below this video if you're on like a computer or a tablet or something like that. Or on your phone. And there should be like a little down arrow. Click on that and then that should bring up all the show notes, all the information, links to patterns, links to different yarns, things like that. All down below. But yeah, so I have a Ravelry thread where you can enter in your finished objects, and the idea is to use 50% or more of my yarn, of the Blue Fern Yarns yarn, and yeah, all you do is enter in a picture, an image of your finished object, and yeah, once a quarter I draw prizes. I completely forgot where I was going with this. Once a quarter I draw prizes. So I have just drawn for the December to March. If you go back to my last episode, you'll see who the winner was. And there's also an image of what the entry was. But you can also enter on Instagram as well, which is, I'll put the hashtag on the screen, which is Blue Fern Yarns FOs. And yeah, you can enter in any long-standing whips that you've got. You can enter, as long as it's got 50% or more of my yarns in there, you can enter in. And you get to pick some goodies. There's also usually some extra little goodies in there that are just popped in there because I can. And, you know, it's lovely making someone smile by giving them a freebie of something. Anyway, the gifts and the prizes are usually knitting or yarn or crochet or weaving or something like that related. So Blue Fern Yarns has been very busy. At the end of March we had the East Anglia Yarn Festival, which was held here in Norwich, which was amazing. Laura from The Lonely Knitter did an amazing job of organising it all, making sure everybody had everything. Yeah, she was just absolutely brilliant. Really enjoyed it. Loved meeting so many people who all said that they were local. There was a lovely lady who came over from Canada. I don't think she was specifically there for the show. I think she came over to see her family. But it was so lovely to see her pop by, have a quick chat with her. And yeah, it was so lovely. Then Blue Fern Yarns went off to Leeds about just under 10 days ago, over 10 days ago, I don't know now. Early April, we went to Leeds and we were there for the Spring into Wool show, which was again such a lovely event. A bit of a distance, but so worth it. It was lovely again to meet so many amazing people, have some conversations with them, talk to them about, you know, yarn for a whole weekend, which I just love. And I loved Leeds as well. I loved seeing like the other vendors there as well. So there were lots of different vendors there. There were some hand-dyed yarns. There were different fibre crafts there as well. I was in a stand next to a woman who was doing spinning, and it was amazing to watch. I find that so fascinating. I'm pretty sure that if I started spinning, Tom would kill me, because it'd be another hobby. It is Blue Fern. It could be Blue Fern related. Maybe I could dye the fibre and then spin and then use the yarn. I don't know. Could work. Who knows? But it was so fascinating to watch her spin away throughout the show. There were some young children there who were sat there watching her and like asking her really interesting questions, actually. Yeah, and it was so good. And then what else was there? There was somebody who had handmade woven baskets. They seemed quite popular. It was great to see so many customers walking around with a little hand woven basket and filling it up with yarn and other goodies around the event. Yeah, it was just such a really nice event. I also got to meet my twin. I got to twin with somebody. Okay, I'm going to jump back. Those of you that know me and know me fairly well will know that I already have a twin. I have a twin brother. Excuse me. Yeah, so I have a twin brother. And it's a bit weird saying that I got to meet my twin at the show. By that, what I mean is I was wearing my Whitmore sweater in my Ivy colourway that I dyed up on my shimmer base. And also there was this lovely lady who came along and she'd already bought some of the Ivy on the shimmer base for herself to make herself a jumper because she loved it so much. And I got to meet her and she was wearing it, so I'm going to double check that she's okay with this. And if she is, I'm going to pop a picture in. I'm going to move this way. So I'm going to pop a picture in of us both wearing our jumpers, which is so cool. I loved it. And it was so lovely to meet her. So I've spoken to her quite a few times, and I've spoken to quite a few other people as well, via YouTube, via Instagram, via email. Yeah, all sorts of different ways, and it was so lovely just to meet people and put faces to names. And yeah, I got to meet my twin. Would that make her a triplet? If I'm already a twin, I'm not sure. That would make me a triplet. I'd be her twin, but no. I'm going to stop this train of thought because we could end up somewhere completely different. It was a lovely weekend, and Tom and I got to go away together, which is always nice, and we tend to stay an extra day just so we don't have to do the long journey after a long day of yarn, which, okay, I love anyway, but a long day of being on our feet. A bit of a painful pack up because it's always a bit painful. Although it happens quicker than the setup, which is insane because it's the same amount of equipment. You've still got to do the same job but in reverse, but it's quicker anyway. And yeah, so we had a lovely weekend, and it's just so nice. And I'm going to stop rambling because I've been here for a few minutes already and I don't think I've actually shown you anything yet. I'm going to jump into the sample knits. We'll do sample knits first. So I have had some amazing people reach out and offer to do some sample knitting for me. I've also asked a couple of people to do some sample knitting for me, which is so nice. And it's so lovely to then be able to see my yarns used in different projects and things like that. So I can then, I can wear them, I can show them off. And yeah, it's just so lovely. So the first one that I wanted to show off, and hopefully I can fit it in, because I've just realised the camera is somewhat close. But if I can't fit it in, I'll pop a picture in. So this, in fact, if I turn it the right way around, so it kind of shows off a bit better. So this is the Juniper Shawl by Libby Johnson, who is Truly Myrtle. And the lovely Ruth from the Ruth Loves to Knit podcast, who is on YouTube and Instagram, I think, as that. I will double check. She very kindly sample knitted this for me towards the beginning of the year. So the colours that are used are, right at the bottom down here is Shawl, then it fades into Seashell, and then you've got this gorgeous salmon colour as well. And I absolutely love it. Just look at that detail at the bottom. I love this. I think this is so pretty. And yeah, I've put all the details of this knit onto my Ravelry projects as sample knit, so it hopefully identifies that I did not make this. And yeah, it's all there. It gives you all the details of the yarn. I think there's 3 skeins, and I think from each one there was about 30 something grams left from each skein, which is so lovely, and it's so soft and squishy. So it was on my platinum base, and thank you so much, Ruth. That was so lovely. Yeah, and it was really nice. There was a lot of people who picked that one up in Leeds, which was really, really lovely. I have got another sample knit, and this is, I've just realised I've not snipped the scraps. Snipped the woven ends in. So I haven't done that. So if you see some ends that aren't woven in, they are woven in, they've just not had the ends cut off. You know what I mean. Anyway, so this is the Zweig by Caitlin Hunter, and hopefully I will put a picture of this in so you can see it fully. But yeah, I'm going to put this right up to the camera. I'm not going to see what it's going to show you, but hopefully it will show you how gorgeous is that detail along the top there. Oh, I love it. It's so nice. And then again, on the sleeves, there's a little bit of colour work there that my mum put in for me as well. So yes, this was sample knitted by my mum. She's had it on the needles for a little while, and then because of her accident she couldn't knit, so she's slowly getting her knitting skills back so she can start knitting a little bit more. So it was stuck on the sort of sleeve island for a while, but it wasn't sleeve island just because she couldn't do it. Anyway, the colours used in this is, so this pink is called Peony. It's just such a gorgeous soft pink. I love this. And then the body is Cookies and Cream. And I've got to say, like, the reason we did the Cookies and Cream in this one is because it is a second, and the main thing it is a second for is because there's pink patches through it. But because I've done the main accent colour as pink, it looks quite good, I think. I really like it. Anyway. I will pop it, I'm going to move to the side now. I'll pop in a picture so you can see what it looks like when I'm wearing it. Yes, and the base for this one is my Boo base, which is, now you're going to test me, 80% superwash merino, 20% bamboo, and it is so soft, and it is perfect for those where you need some stitch definition. I don't know if you can see, look how neat that looks all the way down here, look. Oh, it's lovely. It's so nice. So yeah, if you want something that's got real real stitch definition, but is still so soft and like, I don't know if you can see that, but like lovely and drapey. And yeah, if you want something like that, I do offer the bamboo base, which is just perfect. But yeah, it's so soft and squidgy, and oh, I love it. I can't wait to wear it. We're getting some slightly warmer weather, so it's a bit more of a cardigan type weather at the minute. But hopefully I might start making some more cardigans, who knows? But yes, so that was really, really lovely. And yeah, I have also got some finished objects. So I've been on a bit of a mission to finish up some projects. I've also frogged some projects as well. And yeah, it's what it is, isn't it? So, finished objects. So we're going to start with a really simple one for now. Simple because I call it the simple cowl. So it's a simple cowl in a DK weight yarn. And this is a pattern that I have for free on both my website and Ravelry, which I will link below. And the yarn that I've used, it's one of my yarns, but I've discontinued it, but I might bring it back because I really loved working with it in this. So it's called Evening Sparks, and it just does this spiral all the way round, which I think is so fun. I really, really enjoyed that. And yeah, this will just go into my gift box, and maybe gifted to someone. It's quite a snug cowl, which I'm not going to put on actually. It is quite a snug cowl, but it's ideal for when you're wearing, you know, when you're wearing those really big coats and you haven't got something on your neck. So this will literally just sit and hug your neck. It is just perfect for that. In fact, that is pretty much how it looks. It'll just look a little bit weird if that's on show. If you've got a bit of skin on show there. But anyway, yeah, so finished that one, which was really nice. And the yarn, I think I mentioned, was a discontinued colourway, which was called Evening Sparks, on my platinum DK base. So again, just love that. What else have we got? We have got some socks. I finished these socks. So I think these were a whip when I last showed you. I have got a pair, but I'm going to put one down. So these are the the yarn is from Giddy Yarns, and it's called Eggs and Bunnies. And I got it from Giddy Yarns. And I loved it. It's a colourway that I'd seen over and over when she'd done various shop updates, and I just never could get a gumball. All I ever wanted was the 50 grams. I didn't want a large one. So you get the 50 grams of the self-striping, and then you get a 20 gram contrast mini for the Heels, Cuff and Co. Heels, Cuff and Toe. And I've worked it so they match, so I pulled off like a tiny bit extra just from when I got to the end down here, pulled it off so I got to about the same place for the neck sock. So they do actually match, and I'm really pleased that they match. I think they look really good. I bought the yarn from the East Anglian Yarn Show because Helen was there vending. Yeah, and I'm just really, really pleased with them. They are just a vanilla sock, so basically all I do is follow my shorty sock recipe, but obviously just make the cuff and the leg a lot longer. And yeah, I think I had about 2 grams left of this one, so I was playing a little bit of yarn chicken. I knew I'd have about enough, but I'm really pleased that I managed to get a decent pair of socks out of them. I say decent, it's gorgeous. Even if they were shorties, they'd be really nice. So imagine like it was there. Oh, it's just a shorty and you didn't see any of that. I don't know how I'm gonna cover that bit out. Anyway, but yeah, they're lovely, and you can totally get a pair of socks out of 50 grams. If you've got obviously longer feet the cuff would have to come down, so your leg would be a lot shorter. So if it was Tom's foot, he'd probably have up to about here maybe for the leg. So it'd be quite short for him. But that's fine. This is sort of the length that I like my socks. I don't like them too long, but I don't like them well, I do like them really short because I do like my shorty socks because I've got quite a few pairs of them. And yeah, so got a finished pair of socks that will go and sit in the box of socks that I am creating for myself, and I will get to wear them in December, which is super exciting. I think in December what I'll do is I'll do a recap of all the socks that I've made throughout the year so you can see what ones I've got, which I think will be lovely. If not, it'll just be a reminiscing thing for me. Who knows? We have got another finished object, which is super crazy. So if you've been here for a little while, you'll know that this has been on the needles for a bit. This is the Rosewater Tea. And it is by Black Cat Knitting Co. And it's a fairly simple design. I wouldn't say if you are brand new to knitting that it would be ideal. But if you can understand knitting and kind of make assumptions in the right way, that would be good. So the only reason I say that is because it doesn't necessarily, like most patterns that I've more modern patterns that I've seen nowadays, it specifies which needle you need. So use a smaller needle for the ribbing for the collar and the cuffs and everything like that, whereas this one didn't. So because obviously I've done knitting for a little while, I knew to assume to use the smaller needle for the ribbing and the cuff and the larger needle for the main part of the t-shirt, which is totally fine. But otherwise it was still a fairly good pattern, fairly simple. It's just got these raglan sleeves, raglan increases, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, it's quite nice. I quite like it. The yarn, I don't know what the yarn is. If I can, I'm gonna have to go. Have I got the yarn? No, I haven't got the yarn. So it is a 4-ply weight. I believe it's the 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. Just because it's one of the things that I use most of the time, so I can kind of almost recognise the feel of it. So I'm pretty sure that's what it is. If it's not, it is very, very similar to that. It's a 4-ply weight, and it was my mum and I did a swap of yarn. I think she bought some yarn, or she wanted some yarn from me that I'd dyed up, and I had my eye on this yarn for ages, and I love it. I love the texture that it gives in the colours and things like that. I think it's amazing. There are some specs in here that are sort of, you've got some blues and you've got some slight reds in there. Well, I don't know if they're meant to be in there or not, but I still love it with it. So it's absolutely fine. And I do know that when dyeing sort of browns and things like that, sometimes the blue colour can sort of break incorrectly, which, you know, is what it is. And yeah, I love it. I think it is so nice. It is actually going to be a gift for someone, because as much as I love it, I don't wear brown. Yeah, I just don't wear brown. I know that if I have this in my wardrobe, I will not go and grab it and wear it. I will. Yeah, it's a shame. Yeah, and I do love it, but I just won't wear brown. I don't know what made me think that I would wear it if I made it. I just know that I won't. It's been in my wardrobe for about a week now. Week and a half. Not even that, actually. Probably less than a week, actually. And I go for everything but this, which is a shame, because it is so lovely. So I already know who I'm giving it to. I'm not going to announce it in case they watch the podcast, but they are a brown wearer, so hopefully they like it, and I believe it should fit them. They're about the same size as me, so hopefully it fits them, they like it, we'll see. We'll see. And yeah, so they are the finished objects. We have got some whips now. So I don't even know where I want to start. Right, that's going to be last because that's my latest thing. So whilst in Leeds and whilst on the way to Leeds, I started a sock for Tom. So again, this yarn I bought whilst at the East Anglia Yarn Show. So it is this really bright. So this is where you can tell that his colours and my colours are not exactly the same. My colours, even up here, my colours, what I'm wearing, my colours, his colour. So you can see that we're slightly different. Not that there's anything wrong with that. So this is what it looks like when it's all wound in the ball. And it is from the Dye Shack. If I just move my fingers so you can see the website. So that is the logo. Damn it. I think it's called Lampetia? Lampetia? I don't know. That's sort of what the label says. So it is the 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 425 meters per 100 grams. And yeah, so that's what it is. And I've paired it up with, well, I haven't, Tom has, paired it up with a mini skein that I had sitting around, and it's this one. And it is a colourway that I don't really do anymore. It's called Starry Nights, and it's got, is it Starry Nights? Starry Skies, and you've got some little pops of yellow. If I move out the way, little pops of yellow. Don't know if you can see it just there. You'll see it on the knitting, hopefully. So it's got little pops of yellow through there. Yeah. So far, I have done one tube. So I've done 2x2 twisted rib. I have not sewn in the ends because I just haven't yet. So 2x2 twisted rib. In fact, you can see some of the yellow just there. Or maybe it doesn't show up on camera. I don't know. Anyway, and this is the sock tube that I've made. So it's not very long. I'm not sure that this will give him a long leg that he wants. Anyway, and then you've got just the wedge toe. You can see some slight yellowy bits there and there. Slight yellow. Yeah, anyway. So he's got one, but I haven't even started the other one yet. So I did this predominantly, excuse me. Yeah, I did this predominantly in the van on the way back, which was pretty good. In fact, I think I cast on and I did about that much during the weekend that we were at Leeds. So I did from about there down. I did the toe at home, but I did there down whilst in the car. So like 4 hours of knitting, which was quite nice. I quite liked it. I got really excited that I'd done it. I'm still not sure it's long enough for him because he wants the afterthought heel because he likes the fit of that. So in theory, his legs, how big is his foot? He's got about maybe that. So, or maybe it'll be okay. I don't know. I think that it'll end up being about that much of a leg, and he likes them slightly longer than that. He's adamant that he's happy with that. So we'll see. And yeah, we're basically coming up with a recipe for his socks. So if I just decide to make odd socks, he could have a load of odd socks, because he quite likes odd socks, actually. He keeps telling me that life is too short to worry about wearing matching socks. And I love that, but I still have to wear matching socks. But anyway, so yeah, he's got one sock tube, and it is living in my project bag that my mum made for me. Yeah, just a simple project bag. It's got a box bottom, pattern matching, just FYI. Hopefully she will be coming back and doing some more project bags for us. And now that I've said that on here, hopefully she will. But there are still some available in the shop at the moment if you are interested. Whew. We're almost there, I think. So here is another whip. So this is going to be a year-long whip, so I'm not expecting this to be appearing on every single episode or anything like that. It will just appear when it appears, and then I will show you when I've got to the end. So this is the yarn that I'm using. Again, it's another Giddy Yarns one, and it is her monthly club called Middle Earth Minis. And basically every year my brother moans at me, asks for a blanket. I'm pretty sure I've said this spiel before, so I'm really sorry if you're hearing it again. But yeah, every year apparently he asks me for a blanket, and I say apparently because I never remember. But this year I've remembered. He doesn't actually know that he's getting one unless he watches the podcast, which I'm pretty sure he doesn't, because why would he? So yeah, this was cast on a while ago, I think beginning of February, and I've added in, so you've got January's is about here. Then you've got February's. I've done a bit of March, and I've got a little bit more of March to do. And I believe April will be here towards the end of the month. You normally get them at the very end of the month from Giddy Yarns. I'm only getting the 10 gram sets of 5 10 gram mini skeins. And I'll only show you part of it for now, but this is what it looks like. It's a crochet blanket that I'm doing, and it is the star stitch for crochet. Now, I'm not sure how many people have heard of it, have ever done it before. Hopefully you can see the detail of that. It looks lovely. It's so neat and organised, and one side of the fabric, it creates quite a smooth finish. And then on the back, you've got like this really ridged, so you could have it double-sided, I think, because I think it's still just as lovely. But what I think that does is it then creates like these little air bubbles. So when you're using it, when you're using the blanket, it just heats up and just keeps all the warmth in, which I just absolutely love. And I'm loving watching the colours that come out every month. So these were the first lot, and I could really see it. So the first 3 months are based on the 3 Hobbit movies. And then I think the next 9 months will be based on Lord of the Rings. And yeah, they're just so lovely. What I'm also doing is I'm writing down all the names of the colours. And I'm going to give my brother a list of the names of the colours. I don't know whether they're going to be in the right order. But they will be there, so hopefully he'll find a little bit of a kick out of that, or he'll get a bit of a kick out of that, because he quite likes the Lord of the Rings and things like that. So hopefully he likes it. I mean, if not, I will keep it because I love it. And yeah, so he may even get it right. He might get it at Christmas, but it won't actually be finished at Christmas, because I'm assuming if I get it at the end of every month, December won't come round until maybe after Christmas. So probably won't be finished for Christmas Day. I don't know. I am also writing up the pattern because I've seen there are a few people who have written the pattern who have done videos and things like that, but I couldn't understand it. I mean, it took me like four or five attempts to have a go at it, and I think I've got it to the point where it's not the same, it is very, very similar. So I am writing up the pattern, and I'm kind of putting it, hopefully, in sort of layman's terms so anyone else can have a go at it, because it's such a great stitch. It's a 2-row repeat, and it's so lovely, and I think it's very, very effective. Like, I think you can see it more with these paler colours, the actual stitch, but it's so lovely that, yeah, I think I'm going to. I have already written out the pattern. I just need to take images. I'm going to try and do like a bit of a video that can be linked in there to show people how I do it more than anything. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. And this is living, I think, again, if you've been here before and I've shown you, this is living in my Fox bag by So Beautiful by Nicola. And I love it. It's such a pretty bag. And yeah, so there's that one. And then, so over the Easter weekend, I have got... Do I show you this one? I'm going to show this to you, but it's not going to mean anything because it's for something else later, and I'll show you again later. But I'm really pleased with it and I really like it. So I have lots of minis and scraps and things like that, and they're all my own yarns, and they're anywhere between 3 and 6 grams of scraps. And I decided to do a coziest memories swatch. We'll call it a swatch because I don't know what else to call it. It's got 25 different colours in there. They're all, you can see my colours. Apparently there is a theme to the colours that I like. And yeah, I really, really love it. And this is technically a finished object. It's technically a finished object. I love it. I am going to talk more about it on another video. It sounds very cryptic, doesn't it? Hopefully you'll come back and watch another video with me and actually find out what it's for. But we shall see. I have got another whip that I started over the Easter break, and I forgot how enjoyable this pattern is. So this is what I'm making, is the Pure Joy shawl by Hohi Locatelli, and I love it. I've made this pattern before, but I've not done it in my own yarns. One of them was mine, the other one was somebody else's. And it's a really enjoyable shawl, and it's a really effective way to show off 2 different yarns that work well together. And yeah, and it is living in my project bag by Ellie at Craft House Magic. One of my favourite bags. It just sits perfectly. I knew the second I saw this I had to get myself one. And there's somebody watching me talking to the camera again. This is really awkward. And now he's pointing. That's weird. I think next time I might have to do this back up in my office. We shall see. Anyway, so I'm using 2 yarns. They are mine. So this one, which is coming out slightly more blue, it's a turquoisey green. It's more green than it is blue, but it's coming out a little bit more blue on the screen. And this is called Green Seas. Let's see if... Oh, that's a bit better. If I hold it back here, you can almost see the colour. But if I hold it up here, it goes very blue. Yeah, that's way too blue. It's more green than it is blue. And this is a test skein for a colourway that I want to introduce. It hasn't got a name. But I really like it. And it's worked the way I wanted, so that's really lovely. And this is the test skein. It's just so beautiful. I love it. If you've got any name ideas, pop them in the comments below, because that would be great. So these are the two colours that go together, or I've put together. Yep. And I will apologise now. I've put this on quite small cable, so you can't see all of it at once. But I am on to, there's like 6 sections all together, and I'm on the 5th section. So this is what I mean. It's been so enjoyable to knit that I just haven't really put it down. And this is sort of how it's looking so far. Obviously, if it was on a bigger cable, you could see it a bit more. But yeah, this is sort of how it is looking. Oh, I love it. It's so pretty. What have I done that's different? So I think in the pattern it says to use like 4mm needles. I'm using 3.5 just because, well, the main reason I'm using 3.5 is I love the way 4-ply yarn knits up. Oh yeah, and they're both on my platinum base, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. I love the way the stitch looks on 3.5mm needles. And he's staring at me again. Oh, that's really awkward when they're staring at me and I sat in camera and I'm like, okay, it's gone. We'll carry on. Yeah, so I like the way the yarn knits up on 3.5mm needles. I think the pattern says 4. I think it's 4. I'm not sure. Basically, it's fairly big needles for 4-ply, which would be lovely. It creates such a beautiful drape, but I didn't want to use it. I just did what I wanted to do. And then the other thing I've done is on the start of every row is I've slipped the first stitch to give you this really nice, very simple but quite effective, I think, detail. It's kind of like it twists the stitch round so it sits on the edge of the work rather than on the front, and it just makes the edge really, really neat. And if I decide, I haven't quite figured out if I want to do it, but if I wanted to, I could go along and I could pick up every single one of those stitches and do like an I-cord edge, which could be quite a nice touch to it. You kind of almost draw a line around it then, wouldn't you? I don't know. That's basically why I think you would do it, but I don't know. I just think it looks good. I don't know why I'm trying to justify it to you. I like the way it looks, therefore I've done it. I'm happy with it. There. I like the way it looks. I'm happy with it. There. That's why I've done it. And it's on the other side as well. Hopefully you can see that. And yeah, I'm really pleased with it. It's just a sort of crescent shaped shawl, and just because the back looks just as lovely, that's the back. Obviously it looks better from the front, I think. It just gives you a bit more of the detail, doesn't it? I really like this. I love the way it's turned out. It's an enjoyable pattern. I forgot how enjoyable it is. It's so easy. And if you make a bit of a mistake, like you haven't counted the right number of stitches, it doesn't matter. You can't tell. yeah, it still works. I mean, I know I've done it a little bit odd here. I think the wedges are supposed to go over a little bit more because it's sort of short row shaping. That's how you get the bigger bits. Let's put my hair, but anyway, yeah, I like the way it looks. I'm happy with it. If I'm happy with it, that's all that matters. It's my knitting. And yeah, so if you've got an idea for a colourway name for this, that would be great. And it is pretty true. It's slightly more green than blue, or it's coming up a bit more blue on the screen, but it's still pretty. Right, if I hold them back here, yeah, they're about true there actually. This one's still coming out slightly more blue now. I don't know why. But anyway, I love them. I'm happy. I have got my cozy comfort blanket, which I've been doing, but I cannot show you because I've already added in maize colours, and maize colours have not been revealed yet. I think I'm going to reveal them very early next week. And I'm so super happy with it. It is working so well. Really enjoying the pattern. Well, of course I'm enjoying the pattern. I designed it. And I think that's it. I have got a couple of whips where they're new designs that I've finished and blocked and taken photos, but I can't show you yet. You'll see them soon, but not yet. And yeah, so I feel like I've got quite a bit done, which is really nice. I have, like I said, I've frogged a few projects just because I wasn't enjoying them. And yeah, I have got a couple of things I'd like to show you. So it is incoming goodies. So I got these at the East Anglian Yarn Festival. So along with the yarn for this sock and also the yarn for Tom, I bought another skein of yarn for Tom, which is this one, and it is so Tom's colours. I quite like this actually. I would definitely wear this as a pair of socks. And it is called Disco Balls. It is sock yarn again, and it is from Felt Fusion. And again, it is such a hymn colourway. Yeah, and it's lovely. Then I also got another 2 skeins for me. So again from Felt Fusion. There is this one, that's that one, and then, oh my gosh, look at those colours. Oh, I love them. So it's called Nereid, 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 I don't know. I'll pop the name of it on the screen. So this one actually is the same as my yak base, so it's 70% superwash merino, 20% yak and 10% nylon, and I just love these colours. My stall was over the road from hers, effectively. It was at the pathway and she was there, and I could see this one, and every time it got a little bit quiet, I kept looking at her stall and I could see this yarn and I was like, I love it. But yeah, so you've got some sort of purpley greys in there. You've got mixtures of turquoise, greens, yellow, well, looks more gold. And yeah, I love this. Don't know what it's going to become yet. It'll probably be a pair of socks, but I'm not sure. We'll see. And then I did a yarn swap with the lovely Hayley at Ducky Darlings, and this was my pick from her yarns, that's their logo. They're such lovely people, and this one's called Jade Palace, and just look at those colours. Oh, So beautiful. And these ones I know will become a pair of socks. I just can't decide whether I'm going to do a vanilla pair or whether I'm going to do something else. I just need to decide on what pair of socks they're going to grow up to be. But yeah. And Ducky Darling's website just there. Definitely go and check out their yarns. They've got some lovely stuff. And this one is the 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, high twist. So you get, it's still 425 meters per 100 grams, but it's got a high twist. I don't know if you'll, in fact, yes, you should be able to see it. So that's that one. Whereas this one's not a high twist. So hopefully you can sort of see the difference. But yeah, just as lovely. And yeah, that is everything I wanted to show you guys. I am going to do a little bit of information on my shop update. So if you do not want to stick around for that, I will promise you I'm not going to be offended. But if you'd like to stick around, I will show you what's coming into the shop. But thank you very much for watching. And if you're not sticking around, see you next time. Bye. And those that have stuck around for the shop update, the next shop update is the 28th of April, which is a Thursday, which will be 7 PM as my usual standard time. And that is British summertime now. You'll be able to pre-order the June palette sets that will go live. But there is also a couple of new yarns going into the shop, and these are two of my brand new favourites. I know I should stop dyeing yarn just because I like it. There are other people out there that like different colours and different styles, but I'm going to do it the way I like it. It's my shop. I'll do what I like. Anyway, so this is Winter's Lake, and this has come to shows with me and has been fairly popular. It's a bluey grey type colour, and it knits up in a similar way to Ivy. I'll pop a picture in of me wearing my Whitmore where you can see that it's made out of my Ivy colourway. But this is Winter's Lake, and I just absolutely love that. I know I should be bringing out something called Winter's Lake in the beginning of summer, but I don't care. Again, my yarn. I like it. And this one is a bit more summery, I think. And this is... Oh, I love it. This joined me at Leeds, and it was first seen at Leeds, and it was fairly popular, and it is called Wilderness. And just look at those colours. How beautiful are they? You've got some olives, you've got some like seaweedy colours in there. Oh, just absolutely love it. So yes, this is called Wilderness. I have an idea for a project for this one. I need to get some more dyed up. But anyway, so these two will be coming to the shop on the 28th of April, which I believe is Thursday, at 7 PM. There is also going to be some new higher stock as well. So a lot of people have asked me if I'm going to be stocking the bamboo higher tips. The answer is yes. So these are the bamboo higher tips. They are the 5-inch tips. I'm only stocking the 5-inch ones at the moment, but if you are interested in 4-inch ones, just get in touch, because higher are down the road from me and I can get hold of them for you if you want them. So there is that. There is also going to be a bit of a restock on some of the steel tips that I've got on the website at the moment. I am also bringing in these straight needles. So these are interchangeable straight needles, and I will put a bit of a blurb down below about them, but they are amazing. like using, hold on, I'm going to give you a little bit of information about them now, but they're like using the interchangeables with the cables, but they're straight needles. So I know some people like the straight needles. So all you need to do is change the tip to a needle size that you need for your project, and off you go. But it's a straight needle. And included in each set, you have got 4 lengths of 10 centimetres and 2 lengths of 5 centimetres. So the length of each needle could be 25 centimetres long. Then include the tip on the top of that, so it could be nearly 30 centimetres long, or 35 if you're using 5-inch tips. And then they also come with a beaded cable stopper, which I also stock. The colours will vary, but if you want a specific colour, pop it in your comments, and if I've got it, I will accommodate. If I don't, I will contact you before I send anything. But yeah, so that's what you get in a whole set. It's just the tips that are sold separately, and the tips that fit this are anywhere between 2.75mm all the way up to 5mm needle tips, and basically everything I stock in my shop will fit these on the interchangeables. And then the other thing that I am introducing to my shop, because I've had them at shows and they've been fairly popular and I love them, are the rainbow higher scissors. So I've got a set which I use. These ones are mine. But you've got the bamboo. Oh my gosh, Shannon. So we've got the butterfly style ones, and then we've got the they're called Art Deco. And my mum has just turned up, so this is going to be really awkward, so we're going to hurry up. So these are the Art Deco ones. And then also I have got the guitar ones, and these are what they look like. They give you this iridescent look, and they are quite sharp. So you can see that they're quite sharp, but they're lovely. So I kept a guitar set for myself, but there are going to be a few in there. There are also going to be these little llama tape measures, and you've got them in 2 colours. You've either got reds or you've got yellows, and yeah, you get to pick. So that's everything that will be going in the shop. I am going to sort of finish recording now, because you may have just heard that my mum has just come in. Hello. There we go. That's my mum. And yeah, so I'm going to go and speak to her. All right then. Thanks for watching. Bye.